A powerful global foundation, a shadow from the past, and a fresh internal probe. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has confirmed it is conducting an external review into its past interactions with Jeffrey Epstein. At the center of the scrutiny is the founder of the foundation itself, Bill Gates. The Seattle-based foundation says the review was commissioned earlier this year by CEO Mark Sussman. According to a statement reported by Reuters, the investigation will examine past engagement with Epstein and current policies for vetting partnerships. Findings are expected later this year. The timing follows renewed attention after a release of materials by the U.S. Department of Justice. These documents included photos showing Gates and Epstein together and references to past contact between them. Among the most controversial elements were draft emails from 2013 containing claims attributed to Epstein. These allegations, however, have been strongly denied by Bill Gates, and no criminal wrongdoing has been established. Internally, Gates addressed the issue during a staff meeting earlier this year. According to reports, he told employees, "I did nothing illicit. I saw nothing illicit." He has consistently maintained that his interactions with Epstein were limited to philanthropy and that meeting him was a mistake. Gates has also said he never met any of Epstein's abuse victims. The controversy has had personal consequences for Gates as well. His former wife, Melinda French Gates, previously cited that his association with Epstein as one of the factors contributing to their divorce. At the same time, the foundation itself is navigating internal challenges, including reported plans to cut a significant portion of its workforce over the coming years. The story doesn't stop at internal review. Gates is expected to appear before the House Oversight Committee or a closed-door interview as part of a broader probe into Epstein's network. This investigation aims to examine the links between Epstein and influential figures and whether those relationships had wider implications. Again, Gates has not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing. The Epstein case continues to raise broader issues of how powerful networks operate, how associations are scrutinized years later, and how institutions respond when past ties resurface. For the Gates Foundation, an organization built on global health and philanthropy, the stakes are especially high. The update comes as Epstein's former lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, has announced he is switching to the Republican Party after 67 years as a Democrat.
The Epstein files are back in focus, and at the center of a new political twist is a familiar name. Jeffrey Epstein's former lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, has announced he is switching to the Republican Party after 67 years as a Democrat. The timing of the decision is raising eyebrows across America, as this isn't just a story about politics. It's about power, proximity, and a network that refuses to fade from public scrutiny. Writing in the Wall Street Journal, Dershowitz framed his decision around Israel policy, but the timing is raising questions. His announcement comes as renewed public attention builds around records, associations, and unanswered questions tied to Jeffrey Epstein, a case that years after Epstein's death still casts a long shadow. Epstein's case was never just about one man. It involved wealth, influence, and connections that stretched across business, politics, and elite social circles. Even after his death in 2019, scrutiny has continued over who was connected, what information exists, and whether all of it has ever been fully examined. As Epstein's former lawyer, Alan Dershowitz has remained a central and controversial figure in the broader narrative. He has denied allegations made against him, challenged accusers publicly, and defended legal positions tied to the case.
Dershowitz has also spoken in support of appeals involving Epstein's aide Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted in 2022. His continued presence in public discourse keeps him closely tied to the unresolved questions surrounding the Epstein network. The Epstein story has repeatedly intersected with powerful figures. U.S. President Donald Trump himself has faced scrutiny over past social overlap with Epstein, though no wrongdoing has been proven in that context. Meanwhile, Melania Trump recently stated she had no personal relationship with Epstein or Maxwell. Still, the broader issue persists. How close were powerful figures to Epstein's world, and what did they know? In recent months, public discourse has increasingly focused on whether more Epstein-related material exists, how such records have been handled, and whether full transparency has been achieved. Trump administration has faced questions about access, disclosure, and accountability. So far, many of those questions remain unanswered. Against this backdrop, Dershowitz's decision to switch parties carries added weight. He cites Israel policy, but critics and observers are viewing the move through a wider lens. Whether connected or coincidental, the overlap is fueling debate. A party switch, a resurfacing scandal, and a network that continues to raise questions. For Alan Dershowitz, the past isn't just history, it's part of the present narrative. And for the Epstein case, the story still isn't over.